numbers in Python. And so there are three types of numbers. There are integers, floats, and complex numbers. And so starting with the integers, these are simply whole numbers and they can be positive or negative. So the answer to the question, how many months are there in a year, then that 12 is an integer value. How old is your older brother? Also 12. Question, what is the temperature outside? Minus 15 degrees. That is an integer. Now there is a special type of integer in Python. These are the Booleans or the true false. They're used in answer to questions and they provide very important information. So did the company make a profit? Was it over 1,000 or not? Did they have a TV at home? So we use the true false as a means of recording the information. So we can also use it as an integer. So if I were to plus sign or the addition sign there, we see that it's treating it as true as 1 and false as 0. So if I do true plus true, then we get 2. So those are the integers. Now the other type of numbers are the floating points or the floats, a number with a fraction or decimal. So pi, of course, is one of the most famous floating points, right? We usually report it to 3 decimal places, but it can go on for many more. Here I have what is the area of a circle that has a radius of 2. So area pi times radius squared. So here we're squaring the radius, 3 to the power 2, using the double asterisk, and then we're multiplying that by pi. So we get an area of 28.278 centimeters squared. How many miles are there between Seattle and New York? 2,830.5438 miles. So depending on the level of accuracy that you're needing, you can have as many decimal points. Or another way that these floating points are represented in Python is with the use of the base values. The weight of the Earth is 5.97 by 10 to the power 24 kilograms. And so this is what it would look like in Python. So this is base E here, or 10, and then plus 24 means that it's raised to the power 24. How much heavier is the Earth than the moon? So if we took the value of the Earth and then we divided that by the weight of the moon, but we have to make sure that it is in a notation that Python will recognize, do the division, and so we see that Earth is 81.8 times heavier than the moon. Now, the final type of numbers in Python, numeric type, is that of complex numbers. And complex numbers is one that is not used very often, but it's one that you should know exists. And so knowing that it exists, it's real plus the imaginary part type numbers. So 8 plus j, where 8 is the real part and j represents the imaginary part. So imaginary number is any number when squared gives a negative value. Those are numbers that are used for some type of calculations in engineering and in computer science. The main types that you will be using are the integers and the floats.